How are you? Welcome to my little studio here. I'm a licensed esthetician and I like making videos that hopefully help people. So this is something I feel like could actually hopefully help someone. I've had a lot of experience with Mary Kay. I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you either are a Mary Kay consultant or you're considering being a Mary Kay consultant. So I just have some things I've learned along my whole Mary Kay journey. I'm in my 40s and my first experience with Mary Kay was when I was like 11. I got invited to a Mary Kay party and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I'd never been to a makeover party, and I remember the consultant was like, if you get this free prize if you host your own party. So I like shot my hand up like, yes, me. And I remember my mom giving me the side eye like, oh my gosh, Teresa, please no. Anyways, and then on the way home she gave me the talk like, Teresa, this is just a gimmick, Mary Kay is just a gimmick. So it kind of was in my brain that it was just a way for people to get money. Anyways, and then when I was 18, I was up at college and another Mary Kay consultant came to my apartment. I had 5 roommates. We did a party, and again, I loved the products. I loved everything about it. I'm like, this is so cool. And I unfortunately was broke, so I couldn't buy anything. So I called my mom, that's what all students do, call your mom, asking for money. And she said, no, we've talked about this. We're not buying Mary Kay products. I'm like, okay. Well, then a few years after that, then I was married and broke still, and so my aunt was selling Mary Kay, and she had me listen to this call by Allison Lamar, and she talked about, she was a sales director and talked about how it changed her life and how, she got to travel, and just sounded amazing. So I went ahead and I signed up. I signed up when I was, I think, 23 years old. And I went to all the meetings. I loved it. I loved the meetings. I loved the community. I felt like I learned a ton. I had a really great sales director at the time, and she taught me so many great things just about business and how to do sales, and I had a great experience. The only problem was because I was so broke, I was very shy, so I had a very hard time selling products and getting myself out there, but it was good for me. It was good for me. I hosted some parties and I got out of my shell, and I enjoyed the experience, but I only lasted as a consultant for about a year because I just didn't have the money to keep up with it. Anyways, fast forward into my 30s, I went to esthetician school, and right out of esthetician school, I had a client I was seeing, and she sold Mary Kay, and I just was like, I love Mary Kay. I've always loved the products, and I was also at a point where I was making a lot more money and I was able to afford it, so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to sign up again. So as an esthetician, I actually signed up to be a Mary Kay consultant for the second time. And the reason I signed up the second time is because the more research I did, the more I found that Mary Kay is actually, for real, is one of the best skincare lines out there. They put the most money into their research. They've been around one of the longest. And the more I've learned about other skincare brands, it really is 7 main companies that own almost all of those brands. And then all of the smaller brands, they usually are working with a white label company that puts their brand on their products. So they're not nearly as good as the Mary Kay products. I mean, they're constantly doing research. They have their own research labs and have been around and really have an excellent product. I love the Mary Kay products. I still use them today. So that was my experience with Mary Kay. I just have learned it's a good product. And I even had someone say to me, why are you selling Mary Kay products? Like, you should sell a professional brand, because as an esthetician, I can get, professional brands and make 50% off of them, just like Mary Kay. But I just thought it was funny because we kind of have that stigma about it, but I know that it is actually one of the best brands, which is why I was choosing to sell Mary Kay. So there is a flip side to Mary Kay that I wanted to share. I very easily, like I said, I'm a shy person, introverted, and I have a hard time getting out there, and this is kind of embarrassing, but I'm sure I'm not alone in this. I love the idea of like owning, being successful and having a team and getting a pink Cadillac and being on the stage and getting jewelry and a crown and all that stuff and being acknowledged and noticed. Even though I'm kind of shy, you still kind of want to feel like you're important, So I always got sucked into that bubble where I'm like, I'm going to build my team. I'm going to totally crush it in Mary Kay. I even was going to the esthetician schools and doing presentations on the Mary Kay products, which I did pretty well. I mean, people were interested in it, but I was spending a lot of money, trying to get there, when I was taking away from my time actually in my studio seeing clients, and it wasn't making enough money for me. So I just came back to being a full-time esthetician and doing what I love. But what I found is you can easily get sucked into that bubble. You get sucked in that bubble and you think, to feel happy and feel successful, I've got to accomplish all these things and get that pink Cadillac, and you almost become obsessed with it. And it's almost depressing, because in order for you to get that, you have to have people join your team and you have to make a bunch of sales. So it really is dependent on those other people for you to get there, which is depressing because it takes the control away, and it's very hard to get there. It is very hard to get there, and it also sometimes turns you into a person that you don't want to be. My second sales director, I'm not going to name names, she was really pushy. She was pushy, and she'd always tell me if you don't make an order, you're going to be terminated, use these scary words, and I hated it. I was like, I don't even want to do this anymore because you're way too pushy. And I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like that. And not only that, I have my own business here. I don't need that. So anyways, I found, and this is where I found the balance, is I love Mary Kay still. So you really only have to make one order a year. So kind of, if it were me, I would use the products, but drop the whole business side of it. That part kind of sucks, and it kind of is draining and it's depressing. And when I finally just let that go and realized I still can be involved in the different things, I can still go to the meetings if I want to go to the meetings. I can still be a part of their runs that they do to raise money for domestic violence. I've done that a few times. I love their programs. I love their things that they do, but I do not love the pushy and the sales and you having to get other people to do what you want for you to grow. So I just don't like that. But I found the balance and I feel free. I feel like I get to love Mary Kay. I get to use all the products that I love. I'll tell you my top favorite products, what I use: the firming eye cream, the wrinkle filler, and the Voluform lifting serum. They're bomb. Also their eye makeup remover, totally sweet. Those are my favorite Mary Kay products. But anyways, those are my 2 cents. Do what you want. I think if you can make it and do great with it, that's awesome. And I admire you. I think that's awesome. But it's very rare to get there and to get all the way up there. You can do it though. I'm not discouraging you from that. But don't let it bring you down. It brought me down for a while, just feeling like it was something in my face that I wanted so bad, and I felt like I needed to do this to be able to feel this certain way. But that's just not true. It's not true. And even sometimes when you get there, you're still not going to feel what you're looking for. So just find joy in the moment, find joy in what you're doing, and enjoy the products without that pushy business side of it. So that's my 2 cents. I don't know, I might get some bad comments on this, but anyways, good luck, and thank you for listening. Bye.